This network is a starting point for this video. Our focus is on the right-hand side of this network. Currently, this side of the network only uses IPv4. The name of the lab is One Router, Two Switch, Telnet, Update iOS version 15 IPv6. This video demonstrates the following. Using a TFTP server to copy an iOS update to a Cisco 2960 switch in Packet Tracer. Change the boot system pointer in the switch to point to the new iOS, then reboot the switch. Change the switching database manager, the SDM, to use a dual stack, dual IPv4 and IPv6. The command set is SDM prefer, dual IPv4 and IPv6 default. Then reboot the switch. Then we'll configure interface VLAN 1 with an IPv6 address. Then we'll configure IPv6 on the router, gigabit 001. That's the interface that serves the right-hand side of this network. And we'll configure an IPv6 address on PC3, PC2, and on the TFTP server. We're going to do the show IPv6 interface VLAN 1 on the switch, take a screenshot of that output with the packet tracer canvas in the background. And then we'll take a screenshot of PC3 pinging R0 using an IPv6 address. Here's our configuration for the switch. First, we'll load up the SDM. After we do the copy, after we copy from the TFTP server, and this is the other configuration for the switch. We do want to configure telnet access to that switch, and this is the configuration for the router. First, we'll modify these text boxes to indicate our IPv6 addressing. The address space on the right-hand side is 2000 : with 64-bit prefix, and the router will get : 1. The PC will get : 137. Even though it's hexadecimal, we will do this because we can. : Now let's go in and configure these two end devices. Address of the router. Prefix is 64 bits. Address of the router. The router. R0, interface G001, IPv6 address, : 164. Exit. The interface is already up, so there's no need for a no shut. Let's put that in the router. Copy. Okay, so the router is configured. These end devices are configured. We just have to take care of the switch now. Before we can do that, we have to put in a server in our simulation. This will be our TFTP server. We're going to connect it to the switch. Any port will do. Port 4. We have to give this server an address. At 190, it has to be on the same subnet. 192. And it's gateway. 129. It's going to have an an IPv6 address also. : 190. We're only going to use the IPv4 in the simulation. And now if we look on this server, services, TFTP, we're looking for 2960, Control C to copy. And we can make sure we copied that by going into a notepad document, paste, and there it is. Go into the switch. Okay, we'll paste our configuration into the switch. Copy. Okay, and we see that this switch does not handle IPv6 in our configuration. Look at the version, show version, and we've got version 12.2 of the iOS, so we need a version 15 of the iOS. So we're going to copy from the trivial FTP server to /: the version 15 of the iOS off of that server. File name, get the file name off the server, services, TFTP, click on the file name, Control C to copy, paste, destination file, paste, and the file is copied. dir /:, now we have two versions of the iOS, version 15, which is the one that we want to now boot into. So configure terminal, boot, system, and we're going to give it the new iOS name, and copy, run, start, and reload. Now since this is packet tracer, we can fast forward time, enable, Cisco. Cisco is our password. Now we have version 15 of the iOS running, show ver. Still can't use IPv6. We have to configure the switch device manager. SDM, prefer, and we want the dual stack option. Okay. As the default. All right, so now we have to reload the machine and copy, run, start, and reload. Fast forward time, enable, Cisco, configure terminal, interface VLAN 1, IPv6 enable, IPv6 address 2000 : 159 will be the address, /64, and show IP interface brief, and we see that VLAN 1 is 159. Here we have the IPv6 configuration, and now we can do our screenshot. Name is in the background of the canvas. We have our IPv6 information, print screen. Go to Microsoft Word. Paste. And that's the first screenshot. Next screenshot is going to be pinging R0 from PC3. And we'll take that screenshot. Go back to our Word document. Paste. And file save. Name is on the canvas. File save as. This is our week 3. I'll call this one B. And this is the turn-in document. Okay, that concludes this video.